Welcome to the interim results ended 31st of March 2021. It's been a strange 6 months. Everybody knows about COVID, everyone knows about the lockdown and what we've had to deal with. And I think we've got a very resilient performance. You know, our loss is only 133,000, but given all things considered, we're very pleased with that achievement. That is a very good resilient result. One of the things that we have been making sure that we do is that we trade safely, securely, look after our staff, look after our customers, be available for our essential services, which is the pawnbroking and the carve-outs that we have, and manage our cost base in such a way that we are open to give a service to the customers. We have restricted hours and use the furlough scheme to protect jobs and use it flexibly so we can top up people's wages for the hours that the store's not open. And that's what we've done to control costs. So running through the quick highlights because of the COVID situation, where are we now? Very strong balance sheet. Our net assets are still 35.5 million. We still have 15 million of cash on our balance sheet, and we haven't drawn our revolving credit facility from Yorkshire Bank. Moving on to the financial services and our core segments. So starting with foreign currency. Foreign currency exchanged is down 89%, 181 million down to 20 million. That's just simply the impact of less people travelling. People are not travelling, we can't sell currency. It's a service that's ready to go again. You know, the underlying demand for customers wanting to go on holiday, as we've seen the green list open up with Portugal and then restricted. Portugal gives us a little bit of an uplift, but it's the restrictions on where you can travel, the green, amber, red list, but underlyingly people want to go on holiday, and as soon as they're allowed to travel again, we feel it's a tap. You know, as soon as people will travel, they'll have a need for the foreign currency, and that service will grow back to, you know, to where it was previously. Moving on to pawnbroking. Pawnbroking, the income from pawnbroking is down 26% to just under £3.5 million for the period. The reason for that, as explained at the full year results, is the impact of COVID has made the UK consumer save more, spend less, and repay their borrowing. Pawnbroking customers no different. Customers have been repaying their loans, getting their goods back for when they need to borrow again. They haven't had the demand to borrow now because their pattern of spending is only just starting to open up a bit, you know, post-April once we get out of lockdown. So resilient performance, loan books in good shape, it's controlled lending, and as customers start to spend, as customers have a borrowing need, we're there to lend in the future. Moving on to retail jewellery. That has been a success story despite everything that has gone on with COVID. We've increased our revenue up 14% to just over £8 million for the last 6 months. We had a very good Christmas, and we've had a resilient performance post-Christmas despite the lockdown. People have wanted, they've got this spare cash in their pocket, and they've wanted diamond bracelets, diamond rings, high value premium watches. So we've had a very strong, resilient performance. Some of that's in the stores, but it's also online. And our online activity, comparing the last year to this year, has doubled. So it's a great performance online. We've invested in a new website. We focused on two things with the new website. We wanted to have a better, improved customer journey, and the load times are over 60% quicker. We wanted to focus on our conversion rate, and our conversion rate is up 40%. So what we wanted to get out of the website has started to happen. We've then been investing in our search engine optimization now for almost 2 years. That is continuing to drive up our organic traffic, and we have started to use pay-per-click advertising. So we've got good momentum in our website sales, and that with a strong store performance still given all the lockdowns, etc. We've got a good, resilient retail performance and a great base to take us forward. Our last core segment is the purchase of precious metals. So this is gold that we buy off the customer. The weight that we have bought has fallen. That's not a surprise because people haven't been doing normal activities. They haven't needed the cash, or they haven't been cross-sold, because we're quite good at cross-selling the service into our foreign currency customer base and making them aware of it. So it's subdued. Gold price is still strong, margins are still healthy. We think that will pick up as we get our foreign currency customer coming back through the stores, we will sell that service to them again. So a solid underlying performance for us. The other segment and the last segment that we've got is our Western Union service and our cheque cashing service. Both slightly subdued, again all down to COVID, but it's a nice solid income stream for us that we do at no extra cost. Despite all things COVID, we've still been investing in the business. So going forward, we want to be ready for the next growth phase of our business. So in the last 6 months, I've talked about the website investment and how that started to pay dividends. We've still been concentrating on our store estate, how we train our staff, how we develop our staff, but also where our stores are located. So in the interim period, we've relocated 4 stores to be in a better, higher footfall location for improvements in retail, improvement in foreign currency when that income stream returns. And they've all been successfully relocated, so we're happy with that activity that we've done. We made a couple of key appointments. So an internal key appointment that we made is we've made Claire Gebski is now our head of staff development, staff engagement, and she has a key role that we're focusing on how we engage with our staff better and how can we develop our staff further. So it's all that, if you like, underlying investment, that bedrock of the business that we still need to take it forward. Other things that have happened is we've looked to expand our store estate. We have a positive feeling that we're coming out of this now. The vaccination programme is working, so we want to start opening our stores. One of the key things that we've done different this year is we're now looking at London and South East. So we've recruited a regional manager in Deborah Papas to lead it for us, who's very experienced in our industry. We've got a new store that is scheduled to open next month. So we've started that journey. Why now? Well, London and South East is where most pawnbrokers are. We've never wanted historically to buy an independent pawnbroker just down there and have it as a satellite. So we've now gone with the intention that we will set up our own greenfield stores and we'll be alive to any acquisitions that may happen moving forward. So that's a new territory for us, but we're also infilling elsewhere, so we're rippling further into the northwest. There's a couple of gaps in the northeast, so we're still expanding the store estate in our heartlands, but we're obviously developing this territory as well. One of the things that we've been doing and we're very conscious of is ESG. So on an environmental side of things, the business itself, it has a sort of sustainable activity because we take, we use a second-hand good to raise money on it. If those goods are no longer wanted or if those goods are left with us, we recycle them and then we sell them to someone else. It starts a new life with a new customer. Or the gold is melted and then made into new products. So there is like a recycle theme that runs through the business anyway. But we're also looking at what can we do. So, the small things, the paper, the printing, all those type of things. We have an initiative, Think Green, where we're trying to think differently and how little things that we can do can just, help with the environment and our environmental footprints. On a social side of things, despite all things COVID, despite making a loss, we've given the staff have had a pay rise that's been better than inflation because we want to do that. We want to widen the gap between our minimum pay and the national minimum wage. So we see ourselves as a responsible employer. We want to have a good working environment for our staff. We want to look after their well-being. So these are all initiatives that we have got that we want to raise the bar all the time. That continuous improvement that we talk about through our products is also in our, if you like, our aspect of looking at things socially. From a charity perspective, we do what we can. We try and raise money locally. We try and raise money locally to where our stores are. One of our recent initiatives has just raised over £10,000 for local charities from collection of old foreign currency coins. So we try and do our bit to help out and have that view both to environment and our social awareness to our position in the community. In summarising the interim report, resilient performance during the 6 months, small loss, strong balance sheet, cash to give us options. Because of the loss, we're not declaring an interim dividend. We're still taking government support to protect jobs. We think that's the right thing to do. But we're in a good position. You know, we talked about the cash, undrawn bank facilities. We see international travel returning. We see the profit coming back in the future. We've been investing in the core skills of the staff. We've been investing in the estate and still doing relocations. We're investing in new stores, and we've got a pipeline of 6 stores coming on. We've talked about the new region for London and the South East. There's a lot of opportunity for us, a lot of reasons to be optimistic, but a resilient business and a resilient performance.